All right. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Talk 122 with your superintendent, Dr. Terrell Yarbrough. Very excited to start this off. This is season 3. We've been fortunate enough to upgrade here a little bit with the location, and that's all thanks to some behind-the-scenes individuals who are very important. And as you can see, they really set us up nicely for season 3. Eventually, we're going to add a little bit of the Kobe Bryant and things like that. So I know you're used to seeing that in seasons 1 and 2, so that'll be added a little bit later. But I'm very thankful for this. And so for our first episode here, we got Ryan Reinecke, or Principal Ryan Reinecke. We, as you've heard, we had quite a few things going on over the summer. We had work at the middle school. We have work going on at our high school, CT edition, and we have work going on at Rock Cut with a brand new gymnasium. So, Principal Reinecke, during Principal Appreciation Month, first off, thank you.
Thank you.
And then thank you for being here. So, audience knows you. You've been on before. So let's start there. Let's talk a little bit about, the addition, gymnasium addition at Rock Cut. Your excitement for it, your staff, the kids, and what it means for the Rock Cut community.
Sure. First, it's an honor to be here, so thank you for having me back. And the gym, when you and Josh approached me about, a possible addition, it was immediately like, oh, this is what we need, right? Okay. And that was the first thing that went through my head is we need the space because we fill all of our classrooms and we were always looking for additional space to be able to do things and whatever. And then it started to be like, wow, the kids are going to be really excited about this too. Like the adults were excited and the kids are excited. And then there was a lot of planning. Then there was that long lag time, where it was like getting bids and seeing drawings and changing the drawings. And so then it was like, all right, well, this is going to happen eventually. And we got board approval. So then it was another step. And then it was like waiting, but then it started going up. And that's when I think the kids really got it. Right. And I think that it really hit home with the staff. It hit home with me for sure then, because it was like, they broke ground. Like they're legit. They're not going to back out now or whatever. But seeing it go up is really cool. Like I said, it's going to fulfill some needs in terms of space for us. Okay. Since COVID, we made some changes, and so we've been having lunch in the classroom still. Breakfast is kind of a line through, and so now we'll be able to have lunch in the old gym. That'll be our cafeteria. Okay. And then it will allow our PE classes to be in the new space with some new scoreboards, some more space to do things, and but it's kind of more, I don't know, it's like more important than that. Like, like the kids, the community, like they get to see that our district is investing back, and we always invest back into the district, right? We're buying materials all the time, and we're hiring staff, and we're doing all the things, but this is like a real tangible thing that we get to see go up. And so I don't know, I'm really excited. The kids are asking about it all the time. The teachers that are down there are always checking in and giving me updates, and like it's really cool.
That's awesome, and thank you for sharing that. And definitely I got a sense of how the kids and the staff and the community, the Rock Cut community is feeling, behind this project. And so you had mentioned one thing there that I want to kind of emphasize a little bit when you talked about like the space and and the lunches and how you're going to incorporate, this new gymnasium, not just for sports and things like that, but the PE piece. So can you talk a little bit more about that, how you're going to utilize it?
Sure. Yeah. So first of all, each year, Rock Cut has a couple basketball teams, and so we always are struggling for practice space. So that'll help alleviate that, allow more teams to practice in there.
I hear you have some good basketball teams too.
Typically, we're pretty good. I mean, it's usually us and Ralston, but we can edge them out.
Okay, just shout them out a little bit, get them excited. Okay. Good.
But with the PE classes, we're gonna have easier access to outside and some of the facilities that are outside. So we've got a couple fields outside that'll be more accessible because it's right there. Okay. And then we won't have to worry about like any sort of cleanup between classes with moving the lunches in there. We won't have, with the additional storage space, the PE teachers aren't going to have to share with like PTO or just the other miscellaneous things that we have to store. So the equipment will be more readily available. We are getting a scoreboard in there, so there'll be timers, so the kids can kind of keep track of their time with doing things. And there's going to be more stations in terms of basketball hoops and things like that. We are moving the rock climbing wall in there, so it's going to be a nice sort of emphasis. My physical health is something I take seriously, and so like I'm always kind of down there helping with PE and subbing when I need to or whatever. And so the more we can emphasize that, I think it's good for kids' mental health. I think it's good for our kids to establish good habits early on, and the more efficiently we can do that, the better.
Perfect. Behind the scenes, everybody, before we started to record, Ryan made the joke, Principal Reinecke made the joke of the space being a little bit different than our other set and not knowing what to do with your hands. And I think you're doing pretty well.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're trying to figure it out. So that's good. Okay, just one more question for you. So for me, going through this process, right? You go through the bidding process. You pick who's going to put everything together. You start seeing the walls go up. I started to get excited when I'm seeing that. But out of all of that, I never knew that the hardest part of this project would be paint.
Yeah.
Would be like which color is going to go on the building and how it's going to look. And so I heard that it's starting to, paint is starting to get onto the building now. And so it's starting to take shape and things like that.
So the real tangible part came when they came out and they tested the different colors. And we stopped by for that. And as I, in fact, didn't even know they were coming. You, I believe, sent me a text saying, hey, can you come check these out? And we were like, no to that color for sure. That's not what we agreed on. And yes to this. And so they were up there. And so I think people could really start to get an idea a little bit more of what it looked like. But then today I was outside for recess just helping out, and there was some painters out there putting the coat of primer on.
Okay.
And so it's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like each step, it's like, oh yeah, it is real. Like it just real. Keeps becoming realer, if you will. Yeah.
So in saying that, and finishing up, then what will be the first thing you do once the floor is down and the ceiling is on and everything is done? Because I think you've thought about this. It's the first thing you're going to do when they say, Principal Reinecke, here you go.
I'm going to, probably selfishly, if I'm being totally honest with you.
Yeah. I think the audience will want to know.
I'm going to walk in there at a time when no one else is in there and just sort of take it all in without anything else in there. And then certainly the first day that we have students in there, we're looking forward to our first A day, and we've already identified the class that's going to be in there first. Miss Fawcett's class will be the first one in there because they have PE right away on A day. And so we'll certainly, give them high fives on the way in and say, you're the first class, making the most of it, and things like that, just really encouraging them.
Okay. On a fun note, that could possibly be maybe not the first thing, but I still got a little basketball in me.
Okay. All right.
So maybe you and I can do a little one-on-one and things like that, and maybe the kids can come see it as well.
From this end, it'll be a low light reel, and from your end, it'll be a highlight reel.
I'm starting to hurt a little bit with my knees and everything, but yeah, no, I just wanted to go in there and take a shot and things like that, and all that good stuff. But again, thank you for being on and telling the audience, your feelings behind the new gymnasium, how you're going to use it, and the source of pride it is, or point of pride it is for the Rock Cut community.
For sure.
So, anything else you want to share with anyone?
Just really excited about the whole thing, and I can't wait. Excited for the kids, excited for the staff, but I encourage our families through our parent nights. Drive by, check it out, check out the progress on your own. So,
gotcha. Yeah. All right. So because I haven't had time to bring the ESPN basketball to this set, we're just going to end with this. Boom.
Perfect.
Thank you, Principal Reinecke.
Thanks, Troy.
Take care. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Same episode, but a different person on. We're talking about the things that we're most proud of this summer with building upgrades. And so welcome back, Principal Jerry Harris to the set. It's a different set, different looking set. We got a lot more going on. I'm proud of this. It looks good. Makes me look good. You guys always do that, so that's great. And so to have you on for this episode, is special to me because obviously there's a lot going on with the middle school, right? We got a 6th grade transition we're preparing for next year. So behind the scenes, we're really busy, with that. And so if you could talk a little bit about, that piece, and your vision for, obviously, this year and us getting there, but also too, some of the things that we did, this summer to kind of spruce up the middle school and the plans that we have moving forward, with obviously painting and things like that. But so wherever you want to start.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes, we did start getting ready for our 6th grade transition.
Okay.
Been working on that since we got approval for them to come up to the middle school. Didn't realize how much went into it until now. There is a lot of work, not only going on in the front, but behind the scenes as well. Looking at, hiring positions, making sure that we get the teachers in place, classrooms in place, as well as making sure the building is ready for when they transition for the 24-25 school year.
Okay.
Some of the things that we've done at the middle school over the summer is we've started painting, which is very exciting. When I first started in this district, one of the things that I absolutely hated about the middle school, because that's where I started, was that yellow tile that is on the walls. And I said if I was ever in a position to change that, I would.
Right.
And now I'm in a position to change
And
it.
that was there for a long time, right?
Yes. I actually, last year when Ashley won the Golden Apple, the person I was walking with actually graduated from the middle school in 1968.
Wow, 1968.
And I asked her, how different does the building look? And she just kind of looked around and she says, pretty much looks the same. That was 1968. So, but yes, if you're ever at the middle school now and go down that 100 hallway, it is totally different. And we'll start in the summer with some other projects, with finishing or doing some work with the painting, sprucing up the cafeteria, as well as looking at expanding some classrooms to get ready for the 6th grade coming up for the 24-25 school year.
Gotcha. And all those things are great. And one of the things that I never thought I would be excited for would be bathrooms.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And to see the new bathrooms at the middle school, right? And the reaction that we got from the new bathrooms.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. In the cafeteria, we remodel those 2 bathrooms. They are if you look at the Chicago Bears colors, blue and orange, in the cafeteria, and in the 500 hallway, right across from our gymnasium, those 2 restrooms have been remodeled, and they are more like Green Bay Packer colors.
Okay.
The green and goldish color. But kids were really excited when they walked in there. Could not believe the difference in how they looked, and they did a beautiful job.
Okay.
Kids were really excited. Staff we just had our parent-teacher conferences, and some parents actually saw them for the first time and made very positive comments about specifically the restrooms in the 100 hallway.
Awesome. So, audience, if you ever want to do any remodeling, start with the bathrooms and paint. Got it.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. No, that's good. So you talked about, obviously the transition, a little bit about the, the upgrades, and have coming. We also got a sign coming. We need a sign, right? If you've driven past the middle school anytime, that sign is sad.
And it's been sad for a long
It's
time.
been sad for a long time. So we're looking into obviously getting the kids and the staff a new sign as well, because that information getting out to parents is important, right? And being able to drive by and seeing, what events are coming up is good as well.
Absolutely.
So in honor of Principal Appreciation Month, and obviously having you on, and one thing I would like for you to kind of think about is when you think about administration and you think about how long you've been doing this, right, and rising up, from a teacher to an assistant principal to now principal of your own building. Can you tell the audience how that makes you feel to actually be in charge of your own building?
Well, I feel very honored. I think it's a privilege because this is an opportunity that a lot of people don't get, and I think I've been very blessed, very fortunate to be in this position where, as you said, I went from teacher to assistant principal and now principal of the middle school. So I don't take that lightly. I don't take it for granted. I take it very seriously. And again, I look at it as a blessing, an honor, and a privilege to be able to serve in that capacity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, and that's the thing, and that's why I asked you that question, because I want people to know that there's more to Mr. Jerry Harris than just what they see on the day to day and things like that. Of how much you care about being a principal, and how much you care about your staff and your students, and making sure that the middle school has everything that it needs in order to run.
Mm-hmm.
And I for one in my role appreciate you for that. So there's things.
You, definitely.
And so throwing you a curveball a little bit, then if you can think of anybody but you during Principal Appreciation Month that you want to say, hey, I appreciate the job that you either are doing or have done for you in the past, right? That you worked with, not me. I don't want to put me in this because I'm on this podcast, but anyone that has helped you along the way that you want to say thank you to as well.
Well, I would like to say thank you for everybody who paved the road for me to come down.
Mm-hmm.
So not just really one specific person or a couple specific people, but for all those trailblazers.
Okay.
Because this isn't an easy job. It's not a job that you walk into and it's all peaches and cream.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody thinks that, they may want to rethink it before they get into it. But I would like to, honor and thank those who were before me, who helped lay the path for me to be able to come down this road and be able to do what I'm doing.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Okay, so in ending this, since I don't have the basketball hoop, and I said that to the last guest because otherwise I would have you do that. I want to take a peek behind the curtain, for the audience with Principal Jerry Harris, because I've seen this over the years where some kids and people have seen and they've been shocked that you do this, but you ride a motorcycle.
Yes.
So can you tell the audience a little bit about why riding is important to you and all of that good stuff, and then the type of bike you have, because I think that's interesting too.
Well, I've been riding for a long time. I've been riding since I was 11 years old. I started on
11. I didn't even know that. Wow.
A Yamaha dirt bike. It was a 300 actually.
Okay.
And that's where I got my start. But now I've graduated to an Indian Roadstar.
Okay.
Roadmaster. And riding a motorcycle is very relaxing to me.
Mm-hmm.
That is my stress reliever. When I get on my bike, everything just kind of fades away. When you ride, you have to have your head on a swivel, because not only do you have to pay attention to what's going on with you and the bike, but you also have to pay attention to everything that's around you, because people are constantly on their cell phone. They're not paying attention. I'm a firm believer in loud pipes save lives, so my bike is loud.
Yes.
And it's a stress reliever for me. So
Right.
I really enjoy riding my bike. And I ride it as often as I can.
Okay.
With us only having a few months out of the year up here to ride, I really take advantage of that. Because I am allergic to cold. Not that I don't ride in when it is cold, because this past weekend we just did a ride for Toys for Tots,
Okay.
and it was really cold. When we pulled out, the feel like temperature was 34. So being on a motorcycle going 80 miles an hour down the highway, it is cold.
Right.
But it was for a good cause, and again, I really enjoyed it.
Perfect. So audience, I hope that you not only got to, when you think of Principal Jerry Harris, the plans that he has for the middle school and the sixth grade transition, but you also got to learn that he's allergic to the cold. And loud pipes save lives.
Yes.
So appreciate you. So thanks for being on, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Concluding our building upgrade episode, we have here Dr. Jeremy Bois. Welcome back to the podcast. This is our first episode of season 3. So this is a very special episode. But with you, though, I want to obviously take a peek behind the curtain like I did with the previous guests as well with you. You've been blowing up on social media. like literally like blowing up on social media. Like there's nowhere that I can go where we bring up Harlem High School and someone doesn't bring up, did you see Dr. Bois in the orange suit? Did you see that? And so in saying that real quick, can you tell the audience before we get to the serious stuff, what went on behind you thinking of, you know what, I want to do this. I want to get on TikTok, and not just get on TikTok, just to be on there or whatever, but to really make it something where kids could get behind it, staff could get behind it, and the community can get behind Harlem High School, right? And so let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, and I appreciate you saying that, and it's been super fun, and I've been, I've been enjoying it. But I really, what I was kind of trying to do is just to, I feel like athletics gets a lot of coverage in a very good way, but other than that, there's not a whole lot of exposure to what actually Harlem's all about, or any school. Right. And I love it here. Okay. I put so much into this. Our staff puts their heart and soul into this place, and our students do too. And I just wanted to try to capture that energy, but also, have fun and right. Do something that's a little, kind of the school spirit kind of thing. Because I think social media can be a space where sometimes it's not always the most positive. So I wanted to make it positive, make it about school spirit, have some fun. And it's also a nice way to, I think it's important that students know, that's my principal. That's the principal of this school. And it's important for me for them to know just kind of what I'm about. And that I try to be as positive as possible, try to be warm and welcoming, all that kind of stuff. And I've also kind of found that they don't want to read emails from me, right. They don't want to, if I was doing some YouTube videos before that were kind of longer and a little different. And so now I'm trying to do 45 seconds of this or that. And sometimes it's about, hey, make sure you're paying attention to your due date. And sometimes it's look at these orange pants I got, and whatever it may be. So
the unveiling of the outfit was that was a classic one, and it's gonna live in my head rent free for a while.
People, I just have a weird job. It's just a weird, the stuff, the different hats we got to wear, and that's right. One of them. So it's been fun.
I knew you were serious when I called you one day, and you picked up, and there was just wind going, and what I found out was you were running with the cross country team, and I think you put me on too, and they're running, they say hi and stuff like that. So then I was like, yeah, he's into this. This is definitely. But you don't have to answer next time you're running like that. So just to let you know.
Well, so I said, I'm like, hey, Dr. Yarbrough loves talking to students. I put you on FaceTime. I'm like, I really hope this isn't a really serious call.
It was good. It was good though.
Yeah, no, they like saying hi, so that was cool.
It was great to see. All right, so thank you for all of that. And so now with the new CT edition, right? I mean, obviously, I think people know that. This has been in the works for a little bit now, and we're starting to see some some things happening, right? Some steel work, some building, is going up and things like that. And so, from your perspective, and you've been a part of this before we even started putting up the walls, right? With the programming and pathways. So just talk a little bit about what the CTE addition is going to mean to Harlem High School and the staff and the students and the community.
Yeah, and I think that it's I think probably the perfect example of all of those groups really coming together. Like kind of talking about the social media piece, like it's very important to me that, students feel known and valued and inspired. But that's not to say that we're ignoring that they need skills and responsibility, So I think sometimes, we talk so much about student support because that's something that's extremely important to me. I know it's important to you in the district as well. But that doesn't mean we're not doing the rest of our mission, which is to provide a qualified workforce for the community, to provide graduates who are ready to go to that next step. It might be employment, it might be a post-secondary opportunity, but I think this edition is really showing how all of those things are coming together: students, staff, and community. In other words, the district, because that's what I look at the district being, is the entire community to fit that need, so that that we're producing graduates who are qualified to enter the workforce with skills that will make them have a healthy, productive life with lots of joy and resources, so they can do the things they want to do. So they have opportunities to stay here. Of course they don't have to, but we love it when they do, and kind of give back to the community, not in a volunteer sense, but just by being members of our community and citizens and that kind of thing. So it's meeting those opportunities. So all of the work that we've done into the CTE is to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the workforce, because that also meets our students' needs. They're the same.
Absolutely. So that's great, and I'm glad you said that too. It's a community thing, right? It's not just Harlem High School, and Harlem High School is getting a CTE edition. It's for the community, right?
Yeah, and I think it goes both ways, because it's not as if our local employers are saying, like, give us qualified workers. They're saying, like, how can we work together? And we're partnering. So instead of us just producing a workforce to hand off to the industry or to post-secondary or to colleges, we're working with Rock Valley. We're working with local employers. We're working with different groups, so that it's a collaborative effort. And it does feel like a whole community. I think that really just kind of embodies what the Harlem community is all about.
Okay. In saying that, and that's a great transition, there's an internship component of our students working with our community leaders, right? Our business partners, things like that, or people like that. So can you talk a little bit about what your expectations are for that, and how you see the internship program possibly even growing?
Yeah, so it's, ideally, a student's experience, if they've found something that they want to do, if they found something that's lighting that fire in them, that curiosity, that passion, they'll take an intro class as a freshman or sophomore, take 2 or 3 more, level 1, level 2 in a specific field. And by the time they're a senior, they'll be here in the morning to take, their senior level courses, English, government, those kinds of things, consumer ed. And then they're spending the afternoon out in the industry learning, actually doing the work. So we're starting to build partnerships out in the community, but to really kind of look at what the high school model is, and how it can really be a situation where we're, again, preparing students for that next level. And a lot of times they might be spending half their day, or maybe even into the evening, getting paid at an internship or learning in the district, in the community. So it's a win-win really for everybody. Win-win-win, everybody: community, parents, employer, and of course the students.
Right. So employers, we're looking for you. Reach out to us. We got students that want to work for you. So that's great. So similar question. This is gonna be the final question. Similar question to what I asked Principal Harris. Right. Honor Principal Appreciation Month, and again, I want to thank you, obviously, for the job that you do, and you make, obviously, with other principals, you make my job easy because you're doing such a great job yourself. So I appreciate that. But in thinking about your journey, right, from and many people don't know this, but you started as a teacher in this building, right? So from teacher to assistant principal to associate principal to now the principal. Can you share a little bit about how that makes you feel to now be principal of a school that you care so much about.
It's my dream. Kids actually kind of say it. I've said it so many times. It's the honor of my life to be the principal of this school. It's the job that I've always wanted, and not just wanted to get, but to grow in and get better every day. I'm not looking for any other job for the rest of my career, and I won't. As long as this community still supports
right.
that. Because
And you're on camera now. You're on tape,
I'll take that as far as it'll go for sure. But it's and it's it's kind of what we're talking about. It's the community, you know. It's I'm just so proud of the work that we've done, and just to kind of think where, you know, I started. This is my 20th year in the district.
Okay.
Where kind of how my career has evolved, how I've evolved as an educator and a leader, and how the district is evolved and grown too. It's wonderful. I feel so lucky to enjoy coming to work every day. There's a lot of hours in this job, and it doesn't feel like it. You know,
Right.
We just had homecoming week a few weeks ago. You know, it is a lot of time away from family, but you know, I love that stuff. I love seeing the kids having fun. I love, you know, the Friday nights out in the stadium. I love supporting all the different clubs and sports. It's just, I do feel like I was made to be a principal. And it is, I think, you know, it's nice having been in the building for this long.
Right.
And some members of my team haven't been in the building, which is nice too, because they've come from other districts. So we do have some other ideas and that kind of thing. But I think me personally, you know, I just looking back on the body of work that I hope that I've put together throughout my career is something that we can all, you know, kind of share in, because it's definitely a community effort, and this place is a pretty special place. And you know, I try to show that. You know, sometimes I joke around a little bit about it, but it's real how much I love this place and this community, and I'm gonna give it everything I got.
Awesome. So, man, 20th year. You're in one organization. You're reaching the LeBron, Kobe status now. So that's good. And so I'll end with this, a challenge to you, right? So graduation. I know it's kind of hard to think about graduation because there's so many other things that's in front of us before graduation, but you had the homecoming outfit. So now I'm challenging you for a graduation outfit that just kind of blows everybody's mind.
Wow.
So
I gotta wear the big gown though, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
We can figure something out.
I'll end up with some sort of bedazzled gown or something.
So anyway, but all jokes aside, you know, obviously proud of the job that you're doing. I'm excited for the CT edition and what's to come, and how that's going to impact, you know, our Harlem community. So thanks for being on.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So everyone, thanks again for continuing to tune in to Talk 122 with your superintendent. I really am blessed to be in this position. I'm blessed to have such a great team around me to be able to continue to do this. And I appreciate them, you know, immensely. And so I hope that you benefit from this experience and us being able to brag on what we're doing here, or continue to brag on what we're doing here in Harlem School District 122. So with that, I am Harlem, you are Harlem, we are Harlem. See you next time.